So in this video, am going to make a dress for a doll. And if you're wondering what doll, here she is. Her name is Benjahur. So, the materials I used to create this dress for this doll are some white cloth for draping, some floral cloth for the actual dress, lots of cloth, some fabric shears, thread snippers, thread, of course, and pins and needles. So I started by draping the cloth on her body and just pinning it in place, and then I drew out the shapes that I wanted for each bodice piece to be. This was actually pretty cool because I'd never done it before. I've never used a pattern, I've never made a pattern. So overall, I'm really proud of myself for how well I did, because it turned out pretty decent. It's not a perfect fit, but it looks nice. But I felt like I really got to exercise my creativity here in draping this dress. I really think that she looks a lot cuter with clothes, because when I fished her out of that dumpster, she did not have clothing. It's a shame that she did not have clothing. So I cut out each piece after tracing each piece, just so I can have kind of a guide when I made the actual dress. And at this point, I got up to get something. I don't know what I was getting. But as for the pattern, I made a front piece, a side piece, a back piece, and a sleeve piece. And to make the sleeve, I traced the line that attached the side piece to the back piece and just kind of went off of that. I'd never, made a sleeve before, but it ended up turning out pretty okay, so I'm assuming that I did something right. And we are very close to getting into the grunt work. The very last thing I had to do was cut out the fabric, and I would be ready to just go for it and sew it. But I did have a little bit of cutting left to do on the pattern before I started sewing, but I was very close to ready to actually begin the dress. So what I did is I took each pattern piece and I traced it onto my actual fabric. You can't really tell how floral it is in this clip or in the clip where I threw all the materials on the ground, but it is kind of like a cute little floral-y pattern, like way back when my mom made me a skirt out of it, and these are just the remnants, and there's a lot of fabric left over because I ended up making a big old circle skirt for her. But I mean, that's cool. I'm glad that I had plenty of fabric. So I did end up only able to attach one sleeve and make the entire bodice in this video because I stopped recording because I thought my phone was gonna run out of battery or storage or something. But basically, after this video ends, I'm going to show you a picture of what the semi-finished product looks like. But I did end up attaching a second sleeve and making a skirt. So what I did for that was I cut out just a large circle and I made the waist too big, then I gathered it and then attached it to a ribbon. And this is what you're seeing right now is me just making sure that the sleeve fit because I had no idea what I was doing. I had never done it before. And I was astounded to see that it got over the hand just fine. It fit on the shoulder. She has range of movement. It was super exciting. But back to the skirt, I ended up attaching the skirt to the bodice with the same ribbon. And that's also the closure because I didn't have any snaps with me. But from here on out, I'm just gonna put on some music and you can enjoy my sewing for a little while. this is the semi-finished product, what I got through while filming. And lastly, here is the actual finished product on the beautiful girl herself.